Hello everyone, welcome to the TriStar Gym channel. Hello everyone. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know the sound is working today. I got a special message for all of you living on the island of Montreal, the province of Quebec, and all across Canada. I'm calling tonight on a gym union for all gyms on the island of Montreal, in the province of Quebec, in all of Canada. I'm making a call to unite all gyms. Why am I making a calling to all gyms? Today I'm gonna show you guys a post from Gabriel Nadeau-Dubois calling for a democratic debate on all these restrictions. For those of you who don't know, Quebec and Ontario have been putting on a lot of crazy restrictions on our provinces. In Ontario recently, they've permitted police now to stop you on your route and ask you, by law, legally be able to ask you where you're going. The police themselves have refused to follow that law. That's a sign of very poor leadership. When your leaders tell you to do something and even the police won't enforce it, that's a sign of horrible leadership. Now I'm going to show you something really important here. I'm going to translate it in a second. It's going to be in French, and then I'm going to translate it for you all.
Les autres parties nous envoient leur motion, puis ensuite on négocie. On ajoute des bouts, on enlève des bouts. L'objectif, c'est que tout le monde soit content. Puis dans l'immense majorité des cas, ça marche. On est capable de s'entendre, puis la motion est adoptée. Mardi, après avoir reçu le texte de la motion déposée par le ministre de la Santé, Christian Dubé, c'est ce qu'on a fait. On a demandé d'ajouter une mention de l'importance que les mesures sanitaires, comme le couvre-feu, fassent l'objet d'un vrai débat démocratique. C'est banal, hein? Mais ça a été refusé. À ce moment-là, donc, on avait...
He's saying, look, we asked Mr. Legault's team, Mr. Legault's party, we want to have a democratic debate about all your COVID precautions, your sanitary precautions. Let's have a debate. Let's have a democratic debate. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The democratic debate was refused. Why was it refused? No good answer given. All these laws that we're following, are they proven scientifically? Is there any research behind them? There isn't any. If there was really good research, if there was really good scientific evidence, why aren't they happy to come to the table and show it to us? Listen, all, it's been over a year we are confined. I don't think there's a quick end in sight. This is not going to end next month. It's not going to end this summer. It's not going to end probably even next holiday season. In Christmas time, you're still not going to be able to see your families. You're still not going to be able to go to the gym. This is going to last a long time. I'm calling on all gyms in Montreal, all gyms in Quebec, all gyms across Canada. Go into the description. Sign up to Fitness is Our Right. And let's get all the gyms in this country organized. All the gyms behind one lawyer. All the gyms united together. Demanding that they give us protocols that make sense, instead of just blindly closing our gym. Let me tell you guys something about these politicians. They don't care about fitness, okay? The vast majority of them are old, sedentary, stay at home, talk on the TV, and just sit down all day, okay? They think, oh, those kids out there, they want to sweat and get in shape, fitness. That means nothing to me. Close it. They might transmit COVID-19. However, the mall, oh yeah, let's open up that juicy mall. That juicy, beautiful mall brings us in a lot of taxpayers' money. Oh yeah, of course, the mall is jam-packed and people are breathing all over each other, touching all the same clothing and artifacts and all the same merchandise, I should say. There's so much physical contact, indirect physical contact. People touching merchandise all day long. But you know, that's okay. You know why? Money, business. When they close the schools down, when they close the malls down, then I'll really believe there's a true pandemic. Guys, I'm not a COVID denier. Nobody's here to deny COVID. I understand it exists. I've had the bloody thing. But if you're young and you're fit, especially if you're young and you're fit, okay, there was a New York Times article, great article, said the number one group in danger is elderly. Okay, so don't be old. Number two is transplant. If you have an organ transplant, you're very susceptible to COVID. Number three, if you're sedentary. So being young and fit is the best defense to COVID as far as we know right now. Being young and fit. Well, guess what? Being fit, you have control over. The fitter you are, the less likely you are to suffer from COVID-19. You're less likely to be put in an ICU, and you're less likely to die from COVID-19. Now, how are we going to train if all the gyms in the island are closed? There is no scientific data that shows that the pandemic was caused by gyms. I'm calling on all gyms to sign up to Fitness is Our Right. Have the gyms united. The next time they try to open and close us in 2 weeks, for those of you who are not aware of what's happening in Quebec, they open the gyms. Okay, guys, you can go back. Green light. Here are some protocols for you. 10 days later, they close us down. 10 days later, those little weasels, they close us down. Why did they close us down? What happened in 10 days? Nothing happened. Just poor leadership. Poor leadership, that's what happened. They had one foot in the pandemic business, and they had one foot in the gym business, and they decided that they're wishy-washy changing their ways. And they did this 2 times. The last time they opened us up, they left us open for 4 weeks, and then they shut us down again. Where are the statistics? Where is the research? I did all sorts of Googling today. All sorts of Googling this past few weeks. There is no research. There is no proof. They're just doing it on a whim. Gabriel Nadeau, he asked them for a democratic debate. It was refused. Let me play a little bit more of this clip. I'm going to translate it for you.
À ce moment-là, donc, on avait le choix. Soit on vote pour la motion telle qu'elle, ou on la bloque. Mais là, si on la bloque, on va permettre à la CAQ de laisser planer un genre de doute sur le fait que Québec solidaire supporte les complotistes et le vandalisme.
He's saying, look, we can't block their COVID-19 measures because we're going to look like conspiracy theorists. We're letting it go, but we want to debate them. We want to have a rational, democratic debate. Where is the research? Where is your proof? They don't want to answer. They do every single, he's saying in the video, they're using every single technicality so as not to have to answer his questions. Legault recently, he put out a measure saying that, okay, if you're a couple that live in separate addresses, when you go outside for a walk, you got to wear a mask. But then when you go inside and you're going to have physical contact, that's okay, obviously, because you're a couple. A couple insinuates that, you're together. He's saying when you go outside, you got to wear a mask. Stupid, illogical, moronic measures. They have no faith in our personal responsibility. The government thinks me and you were dumb. That's what they think. They think we're so dumb that we don't know how to wash our hands, keep distance from people. They think we don't have any personal responsibility. We need to be told exactly how to walk, talk, and eat. And even if you're going to go see your girlfriend, you better put a mask when you're outside. But when you're inside chilling, watching Netflix, oh, that's fun. What can I do then? I'm sure COVID is taking a break at that time. Moronic, illogical, poor decision making. It's been over a year. We gave them the 2 weeks. The original pandemic shutdown was supposed to be 2 weeks. Now they're putting us out of business. They're trying to put us out of business. Small to medium businesses, the last time I checked, 30% bankruptcy. 30%. Now the government's been giving us loans. Here's another issue. The government has been giving us loans to keep us in business, and we have to pay it back. And he says it's up to 80% forgivable. Well, Fitness is Your Right is going to demand that it's 80% forgivable. They're saying up to 80%. So they might forgive your loan 5%. They might forgive your loan 10%. We want a full 80% forgiveness. Sign up to Fitness is Your Right. If you're a gym owner or even just a gym enthusiast, if you go to the gym, if you work out, sign up, show your support, because we might have to ask you in the future to sign petitions. But if you're a gym owner and you live on the island of Montreal, you better sign up today. I'm asking you, please sign up. If you want to keep your business, if you guys want to unite and push back against the government, tell the government, hey, give me a logical reason why I should shut down my gym. Give me a scientific, logical reason. I'm all for fighting COVID-19. I think everybody's in for fighting COVID-19. But the sad reality, guys, is COVID-19 is not leaving tomorrow. It's going to take a long time. And it may be something we're going to be living with for years and years and years. Waves of COVID-19. Are you ready to live in a bubble? Or are you ready to take personal responsibility and go back to normalcy And if you're in the percentage, look, I'm in, if you're young and fit, the chances of you dying from COVID, as of now, as what we know now, is very low. Okay. You don't know if it's better for you. I would love to ask these politicians. This is my question. How do you know that catching COVID-19 is not better in the long run? Catching it now, because the variants later on will probably kill more people that didn't catch the earlier variants. Catching the earlier variants might be better for me. We'd have to have a disease expert on there, several disease experts, to see how they view this position. But I'll tell you one thing. I guarantee you these politicians don't know the answer to this question. I've seen how they behave. I've seen how they react. I've seen the things that they say. It's been a year now that they're giving us bad advice. Let me show you the motherlode of all bad advice. Let me show you the motherlode of all bad advice. This is the Center of Disease Control in BC. Many of you Canadians have heard this before, but my American friends, you probably haven't heard this. You've had the pleasure of not hearing it. But look what the Center of Disease Control suggested to us Canadians. Listen to this. This is not a joke.
Real thing, a glory hole, and that it can be used for safer sex.
If you think you misheard, you did not. Center of Disease Control is suggesting to us that we use glory holes. Glory holes.
During COVID times, and to paint a picture for listeners who may or may not know what a glory hole is, it's a hole in a wall or another partition. Think about public lavatory stalls, in adult video arcade booths, or even people at home fashion them sometimes if they're into that. It's just really just a hole.
It's really just a hole, guys. You can make one at home. Incredible.
In a wall, and for a lot of people, especially in the gay community, there's something liberating about the experience because you're freed from insecurities about your body, pressure to say or do or move in some sort of...
There's a lot of benefits to glory hole, guys. Open your mind a little bit here. Open your minds, expand your mind. There's a lot of benefits. You don't have to worry about how your body looks.
Even from just being yourself, and it's just a focus on the pleasure at hand. And it's something that dates back into ancient times. The Egyptian hieroglyphs show the glory hole.
Guys, the Egyptians used it. It must be good. The Egyptians didn't die from COVID. It makes total sense to me. I'm so fed up of being led by these weasels. I have to call them weasels because they run from democratic debate. Gabriel Nadeau is asking them to have a public democratic debate on these rules that we're subjected to, and they refused. That shows to me that they are weasels. They are not confident that they're taking the proper precautions. They're saying things that are ridiculous, inefficient, make no sense whatsoever. I'm asking you all of you that belong to a gym, members, sign up, because I'm going to have to ask you for petitions in the future. I'm asking all gyms in Montreal, sign up. I don't care if you have a fitness gym, a CrossFit gym, an MMA gym, a jiu-jitsu club, sign up. All gyms. Let's get one lawyer to represent us all. Now, guys, listen, I'm managed by a massive company, the second biggest management company in the world. If we get to 500 gyms, I'm going to ask them to get involved. And there's no limit to how far we can go with this. This is a world-class company with armies of lawyers. COVID is not leaving anytime soon. Is your gym going to last another 2-3 years? Here's another thing. All that money that they're lending you to keep your gym open, don't you realize they're taking your future earnings? In the future, I have to give my members the lost time, and I have to also pay back the government. They are taking your future earnings. You now work for the government. They now own your gym. Why wouldn't they take their sweet time to lift regulations? Because the more we wait, the more they own. The more of you they own. The more money they lend you, the more you have to pay them back. Very few of you are going to be able to pay it back within the deadline. You're going to have to pay interest. Why don't they just make you wait a little longer? They're going to own the gym industry. Don't let these weasels have your future earnings. Don't let them bankrupt you. They've already bankrupted 30% of the province. 30% of small to medium businesses, they've already bankrupted them. In 6 months, it's going to be 50%. And then when you're out living in the street, how are you going to protect yourself from COVID? Don't let these men bankrupt us. Don't let them run away from democratic debate. We want to know why they enforce these measures. We want to know what evidence they have. And don't nobody out there dare say that we're COVID deniers or we're the science says otherwise. Show us the science. We're asking our politicians, look how they denied us. I'm not talking about other politicians. I'm not talking about other organizations. I'm talking about the Quebec government doesn't want to have a democratic debate on the rules, the sanitary rules for COVID here in Quebec. I'm not talking about any other country. I'm not talking about any other province. I'm talking about the Quebec government is here refusing. Gabriel Nadeau just showed you. I asked them to have a debate with me on why these rules are the way they are, and they're finding every technicality in the book not to answer. With that said, guys, I'm asking you, if you're a gym member, reach out to your gym owners. They might never see this video. Reach out to them. I have an interview coming up with the Gazette, the Montreal Gazette. I would love to tell them, hey, we have a gym union and this is how many sign-ups we have. This is how many gyms. Sign up. Let's save fitness in Montreal. Let's save fitness in Quebec. Let's save fitness across Canada. How far can we go? It's up to you. I'm fed up with these weasels telling me to close my gym and take my members, sign up, and then block the door. They made me sign up after 2 weeks. They were open for 2 weeks. Everybody was signing up. I was seeing students I haven't seen in months, in a year even. And they're all signing up, and then they're like, close the gym. You can't train them. It's like, what was the point of me signing them up? What was the point of this 2-week, 10-day opening? And during that 10-day opening, you're telling me that the numbers in COVID just changed all of a sudden? These leaders are just, they have no confidence in the rules. Let's unionize the gyms. I'm calling on every single gym in Montreal, in Quebec, in Canada. Sign up. Let's have one team of lawyers representing all of us. If one of you gets a fine, all the gyms in Quebec, we can pool our money in. Fight that fine or pay that fine even for you. Who knows how far we can go. But let's not let these politicians sitting behind a desk tell us, athletes, fitness enthusiasts, martial artists, crossfitters, Olympic lifters, judokas, wrestlers. Let's not let them tell us how to be healthy. We are far healthier than them. We are far more immune to COVID than them. We are far more likely to survive COVID than them. They are scared. They are running and hiding and living in a bubble. You know that athletes. Guys, I wish I had posted it, but the New York Times put out a lot of research studies showing that people who are sedentary are the third most likely group to die from COVID. The only two other groups higher than them is elderly and those with organ transplant. For some reason, organ transplant makes you very vulnerable to COVID-19. If you're fit, you're more likely to survive diseases in general, obviously, because diseases deteriorate your fitness. So the fitter you are, the harder it is to deteriorate you. You know, I spoke to one of the doctors I train. I asked him, this is months ago before I had COVID, I go, well, how serious is it? Well, a young guy like you might not even know you have it. You might just think it's a cold. Guys in shape like you might not even know. Because I had guys who tested positive and I was like, hey, what's going to happen to them? Nothing. They're young. They're fit. They should bounce right back. And look, the vast majority of time, that's what it was. I'm not saying COVID is not real. I'm not saying COVID doesn't kill. Hear me clearly. I'm saying that if we're fit and we're training in a way that doesn't transmit the disease, if we're training in an intelligent manner, testing. Listen, you know what? I've been doing a lot of testing at home. They send you a little kit. They give you a little kit. They probably pay $1 for it. You test at home with a nurse. You send it in. Why aren't we testing every single person that wants to train in a gym and maybe give them an app? This guy's been tested. He can come and he can train and he can roll. And he has to get tested every week. And he pays out of pocket. If he's willing to pay, let him pay. He comes in, he's proven that he's tested, he's clear, let him come in. We can do so much better. Quebec, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We can do so much better than just sit back and watch our economy collapse and be destroyed. Restaurateurs, gyms, you guys were the life of Montreal. Now you're gone. It's time to unite. I'm sick of these little weasels running away from democratic debate, proving to us why they placing such mandates on us. Doug Ford, the biggest mistake you can make. We can stop you and ask you where you're going. He's stopping Ontarians from crossing provincial lines. Why can't I pay for a test, show that I'm negative, and cross provincial lines? Why did you block everybody? Why didn't you give us a way for those of us who have to travel, for those of us who have careers? Why did you block the way 100%? I have to show you that I live in another province. I have to show you that I have a residence. No, what if I just want to travel? What if I have a business opportunity or some type of opportunity in another province? Why can't I travel across? Why are you limiting my opportunities to succeed? Now I'm going to talk about the US a little bit. I've been to the US several times during this pandemic. And let me tell you something. In America, they think like winners. I have a great admiration for the United States because they think like winners. It's almost all personal responsibility. Of course, different states are very different. Okay, you can travel different states. You feel like you're in a different country. But at large, the United States, if you want to take your risk, if you're young and you're not susceptible to dying from COVID, why shouldn't you train? When you go to the States, they're giving kids class, they're training, their business is booming. They need to make money. You know why? Because when you go bankrupt, you live out on the street. And how's that going to protect you? Here in Quebec, we're being babied. We're being too soft, too softened up. I respect that the government's giving us loans to help us out. I'm a believer in keeping businesses going. However, we've been on the sidelines for too long. The Americans would never tolerate this much confinement. Never. They would never tolerate it. They have a spirit of succeeding, competing, and succeeding and pushing forward. Canadians, where are you? Where are you? Why are you such lambs? Why are you such weak little lambs? I'm calling on the gyms because I'm assuming that you athletes have a little bit more guts. Sign up. Let's get organized. I'm going to have my lawyer reach out to anybody in trouble. You're going to have an open line to reach out to us. We're going to have a unified voice. And the next time they jerk us around left and right, we're going to have a voice, a unified voice. We're going to be too powerful for them to push us around. These little weasels sitting behind their desks, writing little notes and papers, and then changing our entire lives, committing us to confinement. Have they factored in mental health? Recently, there was an article of how mental health has degenerated in Canada. Canada was one of the happiest countries in the world, and now we're one of the lowest. We're like the 20th or something. I have to look it up again. But mental health has degenerated. Now, let me ask you this. If you have your physical health and you're living in a bubble, but your mental health is deteriorated, what does that do? What good is that? What kind of childhood are we giving our kids? I saw a piece on yesterday. A disease specialist was saying, Doug Ford's policies are complete opposite what we recommend. He shut down the parks outside. He's like, outside, the disease specialists were saying, outside is good. Inside is bad. Transmission is happening inside. He's like, they did the complete opposite of what we recommended them. Why in Quebec are they refusing a democratic debate? Gabriel Nadeau is asking them for a democratic debate. We demand one, or we're going to have civil disobedience. We demand one. We demand one soon. Or keep your rules to yourself. They're illogical. We need to have politicians cross-examined. Canadians, you have too much trust in your politicians. We need to scrutinize them. We need to, metaphorically speaking, squeeze their heads a little bit, metaphorically speaking. We need to put them under the heat with questions. We want them to reason with us. Are gym owners too dumb to use reason? No. We are educated people. We are intelligent. We are going to be united very shortly, I hope. We're going to have one representative for all gyms. If one guy gets a fine, we fight it together. We operate in a way that's within the law always. We are organized to avoid transmission in our gyms. If you want to be part of fighting, fitness is our right, you have to always abide by the law. You have to do every precaution. You have to use every precaution to avoid transmission in your gym, such as testing your members, taking their temperature when they come in, keeping them at a distance. Maybe the app technology already exists. The app technology already exists. We can do better than just closing down our gyms and allowing our members, allowing Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and all of Canada to become fat and lazy and slimy and mentally depressed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you, click on Fitness is our right, and let's get united. Let's get organized. If we don't get organized, we deserve to go bankrupt. We deserve to lose everything we have if we don't get organized. We deserve it. They beat us. These politicians are organized. They're pushing pencils. They're writing little things on paper. They're organizing each other. They hired the police. They got the muscle. They got everything. They're the biggest gang in the country. They're the biggest gang in the country. It's time to get smart, very smart. We gave them 2 weeks. They took a year. They took a year. Now they're telling you it's getting worse. More waves. More waves. Well, guess what? Kiss your professional careers goodbye. Kiss them goodbye. They're trying to treat you like you're somebody who is in the group, the elderly. Okay, I'm not a 99-year-old man. I don't need... And I know I know a lot of you are going to jump on me for this, but I don't care. I'm not hiding from COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not hiding from COVID. I'm taking intelligent steps to avoid COVID at all costs. But I'm not going to run away and live in a bubble. I go to the grocery store. I go to the gym. I train every single day. I take care of my health. I take my health very seriously. My mental and physical health extremely seriously, and you should too. My physical health is paramount. I do physical fitness every day. I eat right. I train. I want to stay as healthy as possible. Keeping my heart, lungs, skin, everything has to be healthy. But you're telling me these weasel, slimy politicians are refusing a democratic debate after being asked by Gabriel Nadeau, and they're using every technicality in the book to refuse. You want to hear them refuse? Let me tell you. Let me show you how they refused. These. Listen to yourself.
On a décidé donc de ne pas tomber dans le panneau, puis on a laissé passer la motion. Sauf que mercredi, la CAQ a poussé le bouchon encore plus loin en déposant une motion qui mettait là dans le même panier, carrément, le vandalisme, la désobéissance civile pacifique, puis la critique raisonnable des mesures sanitaires. Donc là, mercredi matin, on s'est dit, ça n'a pas d'allure, on ne peut plus se laisser faire. On a déposé une contre-motion à celle de la CAQ. On a repris mot pour mot leur motion, mais en ajoutant les nuances nécessaires pour que ce soit acceptable. Qu'elle réitère l'importance de tenir un débat démocratique,
Democratic debate
sain, au sujet des mesures sanitaires,
for your COVID
notamment
rules.
le couvre-feu, qui a des conséquences sociales particulières pour certaines.
Especially regarding the curfew. We have a curfew now of 8 o'clock. There's a lot of social repercussions to this. We want to have a discussion. How does it help? Does COVID go to wake up at 8 o'clock? It was asleep all day, but it circulates only after 8. They want to have a democratic debate. It was refused.
Partie de la population québécoise. Disons que la CAQ était pas très contente de notre décision.
Président, il y a un petit imbroglio. Là, la motion du deuxième groupe d'opposition en était une.
Question de règlement, Monsieur le Président.
I'm going to translate very shortly.
Les enseignants, Monsieur le Président,
Je vais aller sur la question de règlement, mais nous sommes en rubrique motion Sans préavis, j'y reviendrai.
Monsieur le Président, je vous réfère à la décision 84.1-5 rendue le 27 octobre 2011 par la présidente Ouda Pépin, décision qui stipule clairement qu'à l'occasion de la rubrique des motions sans préavis, et je cite, le rôle de la présidence se limite à vérifier s'il y a un consentement ou pas.
Dans cette rubrique des motions sans préavis, l'objectif, c'est de ne pas avoir de négociation sur le parquet, c'est de répondre à la motion par consentement ou non. Je vous repose la question, y a-t-il consentement?
Watch, he's gonna reject
Compte
it.
tenu des circonstances, Monsieur le Président, il n'y a pas de consentement.
Ce que vous venez de voir, là, ce que la CAQ fait, c'est des petites gamiques opportunistes qui n'ont pas leur place au milieu d'une crise sanitaire qui empire de jour.
This guy Nadeau is saying, look, we're in a crisis, and these guys are using every technicality in the book to avoid answering questions about what is the reason behind these rules.
Jour en jour. Puis moi, j'ai pas le goût du tout, pas tout, de me mettre à mener des petites guéguerres parlementaires avec eux. Est-ce qu'on pourrait, s'il vous plaît, arrêter les petites jambettes politiques, ne serait-ce que par respect?
Can we stop tripping each other up, he's saying? Can we stop the little jambette is like a tripping each other up over technicalities? We're in the middle of a crisis. Can't we just talk logically? What is the rationale behind these rules? They trip them up with every technicality so they don't have to answer. That's why I'm calling them weasels, ladies and gentlemen. These little weasels are hiding behind their little technicalities so they don't have to answer why they're twisting our arms.
Pour les femmes qui se tuent à l'ouvrage depuis 1 an sur la ligne de front. Là, je veux juste être clair, puis sans nuance. C'est important que tout le monde respecte toutes les consignes de la santé publique, puis toutes les lois au Québec. En même temps, une fois qu'on a dit ça,
He's saying, look, okay, guys, I want to be clear. Everybody, please follow the rules. This is what Nadeau is saying. Follow the rules. But we're asking, what are these rules? Why are they in place? We need to be rational. We need to be scientific to defeat this. But, Jims, we need to be united because they're going to destroy the economy in Montreal. They're going to destroy the economy in Montreal. You just heard for yourself, these little weasels hiding behind their desks, tripping up rational discussion, cross-examination of all our COVID rules and regulations. Guys, Texas lifted all their bans. They lifted all their COVID rules. No more rules. Everything is recommendation now. You decide. Personal responsibility. And their numbers went down. And I agree. Before all of you, before some of you start counteracting, I agree. It's too early to tell why. It could be because they're not testing. It could be because COVID already passed. And catching COVID-19 was better, actually. You want to catch COVID-19 if you're a certain age group. Listen, you want to hear my theory? I think that if you're a certain age group, you want to catch COVID-19. If you're in my age group or lower and you're fit, you want to go out there and get your antibodies. Guys, I have my antibodies. I had COVID in December. I'm not worried about COVID at all. I'm not worried about COVID at all. Yes, I take every precaution. Yes. But do I wake up in the morning and say, is COVID going to get me today and shaking my boots? No. I'm living my life and I'm not shaking in my boots. I'm taking personal responsibility. I'm avoiding crowds. I'm avoiding contact with other people. I'm not using glory holes. I haven't gotten to that yet. Okay? A center of disease control. I can't believe they would humiliate themselves to this level. Humiliate our country to this level by recommending glory holes. And yeah, by the way, when you take your girlfriend out, you have to wear a mask. If you're outside in the park, because you don't live at the same address, we're allowed to, the police is going to come and check your ID. Do you both live at the same address? Because you're both not wearing masks. Dude, get out of here. He's been kissing her on the mouth for 8 hours. And now he's got to wear a mask with her in the park. Guys, personal responsibility. Americans would never accept this. Why are Canadians so spineless? You Canadians. I'm Canadian. I have the right to say this. Why are we acting in such a way? We're being so spineless. Man, in the US, they would have never allowed this kind of these kind of rules. My goodness. Please, gentlemen, sign up. Let's tell these little weasels that we demand rational rules, scientifically proven rules. With that, I'm going to take comments and questions. Guys, I'm only talking about this very subject, okay? This is not an AMA. It's not an MMA show today. It's all about gym union. Don't ask me about MMA fights or whatnot, guys. I'm talking only about gym union. A very important topic. Do you have glory holes in the gym? That's from Rollin Code. Rollin, you know what? It's CDC, Center of Disease Control, has now told me it would be smart to have that. It would be intelligent. This is their logic and rational strategy. This is the leaders at the Center of Disease Control. The geniuses, the brilliant minds. I might have to drill a few holes in the wall. I don't know. Maybe I'm being so irrational that COVID is because of people like me who don't use glory holes. Maybe that's why COVID is circulating. Very good point. TriStar Texas is a great idea. Yeah. Thank you. You know what? I got an offer to move to Texas. I got an offer to move to Florida. And I got an offer to move to the Middle East. I'm considering them greatly. I'm giving Canada one last chance. I'm going to try to unite these gyms and get back to work as usual. And by the way, guys, one of my most important mandates is professionals are allowed back in the gym. No restriction. Again, I'm not going to do anything without it first being approved. Okay, this is not... I'm not going rogue here. Please remember. But I want us gyms to be united, work in a manner that doesn't transmit COVID-19, taking all the necessary precautions that are proven, logical. Guys, fitness is all right. Also is going to have a doctor on board to give us medical advice. Doctors who train. Okay, not some guy sitting behind a desk. And we're going to be represented by a lawyer. Forget about Canada, but don't move to anywhere in the US. California and New York is no go. Move to Florida or Texas. Freedom is respected. Thank you, Gonzalez. I appreciate that invite. And you know, many people out there are going to criticize Texas. They're going to criticize Florida. They're going to say, oh, you could have saved so many lives. Here's the truth of the matter. If I can give you guys my opinion, and I'm not a disease expert, so it's not worth anything. But just as a leader, a strategist, of course, if I had a team of experts, I could make an even better choice. I should say all the government programs that all the trillions of dollars Canada's wasted should have been just to protect the elderly. We knew very early on that it was the elderly suffering from this disease. To us, to the majority of us, it's just a common cold. Look at the death rates. 99% of the deaths are elderly. They should have done a Meals on Wheels type project. Bring food to the elderly, shelter them. If they need to go from one place to another, sanitary van medic, a special, it already exists. We have vans that are made just for people with handicaps, etc. They can be sanitized. They're special trucks. They can travel, move the elderly from one place to another in a very controlled fashion so that the elderly can live and kind of be bubbled, if you will, from COVID-19. The rest of us, we should use personal responsibility. You know why? Because your chances of dying from COVID-19 is less than 1%. What are your chances? You know what? If you're going to say that every life matters, even less than 1%, it's still, we could save lives. Okay, then take away trucks. Take away cars. No more cars. Why? Because people die in cars. What's the number one killer in the West? Heart disease. Not COVID-19, heart disease. I want you guys now to ban all fast food. No more fast food. No more McDonald's. No more Harvey's. No more Kentucky Fried Chicken. Banned. Why? It costs us trillions in healthcare and it kills more Westerners than anything else. Heart disease. Exercise should be mandatory. I mean, if you're going to run a police state, why are you so worried about COVID? COVID isn't even a drop in the bucket compared to coronary heart disease. Where's the outrage over McDonald's? You chose to eat McDonald's. I chose to go to the gym. If I caught COVID-19, and if I was in the age group that's in danger of COVID-19, I shouldn't have went to the gym. There needs to be some responsibility. Okay, now I know it's a question of degrees because even you most avid COVID-19 advocates, you still live to some degree. You don't bubble yourself in your room. You still go outside. You still go to the grocery store. So it's a question of degrees. Even you are taking some level of risk. Now the question is, what degree of risk is acceptable? What degree of risk is acceptable? And it should not be one blanket level. The risk for me should be greater than the risk of an elderly person with pre-existing condition. He's far more susceptible to COVID-19 than I am. Why do I have to be bubbled and follow the same mandates as him? It's illogical. It's nonsensical. And these weasels hiding behind the desk now refusing. That's why I'm calling them weasels. They are refusing democratic debate. They are using technicalities to run and hide, put our lives on pause, and we're not going to take it anymore. I'm really hoping that tomorrow when I look at the signups, we're at over 100, 200 gyms. We need to get to 500 gyms signed up. And then we're going to start writing letters, making petitions, getting organized, reopening up. And I know a lot of you gyms are really open, but you're open in a way that you can get fined in one day. You can get a $50,000 fine, a $25,000 fine. Gym owners, I know you're trying to operate and you're sweating bullets. Sign up. Don't feel like a criminal. Let's get organized. The goal is very simple. Destruction of Western civilization. Eliminate middle class, demoralize people, eliminate the idea of nation state. Once you see that, their moves are easy to predict. That's from Jay Shields. Well, you know what? I don't want to go that far, Jay. I think these guys are just guys who have no idea what they're doing. A lot of them have no idea what they're doing. And they're trying to give the appearance that they're protecting the country. They're trying to give the appearance that they know what they're doing. But really, they're just kind of like freaking out because they're trying to stop something that's almost impossible to stop. Like I'm telling you, the viruses are going to circulate. We can mitigate them. And I don't want to say it's mission impossible. No, we have to take steps to mitigate the problem. But the problem is going to be very hard to eliminate. It's always going to be some level of COVID. There's always going to be some level of disease, probably for a while. You know, they're not taking care of this problem tomorrow. How long are we going to sit at home before we start breaking down? How long can we sit at home before we're like, hey, you know, this is not a livable situation anymore. Quebecois professional athletes should speak. That's from Being Unique Person. You're right. Professional athletes, your careers are falling down the drain. Your Olympic dreams, your professional goals, all those years of training are slipping through your fingers. These weasels are hiding behind technicalities. They're holding your careers in their hand and you're letting them. That's the truth. We're letting them. We're letting ourselves be bullied. We're letting ourselves be bullied. Do you have no taste for politics? You could do a lot more good campaigning at home if this gym union takes off. That's from David Pinto. You know what? Who knows what the future holds, but I want to just start with unifying the gyms. If I'm an old, brittle old man one day, maybe I'll become one of these politicians, but I promise you I won't have that attitude that they have, hiding behind technicalities. No, science, proof, and research should be at the forefront. How dare they tell us stay home after 8? How dare they? Who are they? I can't wait to see a police officer try to stop me after 8. I can't wait. If I have to move from one place to another after 8, I'm not even going to stop when the cop turns on his lights. I'm not going to stop. You know why? I don't agree. I don't agree with your mandates. It's 8 o'clock. So what? It's 8 o'clock. If my mom calls me and she needs something, I'm going down. I'm going to go take care of my mother. I'm going to go take care of my parents. If there's some type of important issue, I'm not going to let nobody stop me. You guys had a year to deal with this problem. You know this problem is going to take more time. How much more time? Nobody knows. After a year, you guys are saying the problem is worse. It's compounding. Well, guess what? You originally thought it was going to take 2 weeks. Guess what? You originally thought it's going to take 2 weeks. This thing is bigger than anybody, any government. It's going to take a long time, guys. How long do you want to live? How do you want to live the next 2-3 years? How do you want to live? Are you ready to live in a bubble? It's a hell no for me. It's a hell no for me. You know what? I was in the States not long ago, and I'll tell you something. In the United States, they're open. The youth is out and about. They're training. They're going to restaurants. I went to a buffet even, okay? Now, they took precautions. You know, they serve you the buffet. They serve you the food. You put your plate out. You don't touch anything. And they put the food for you. And you know what? The people are not dropping like flies in the U.S. I was there for 2-3 weeks. People weren't being like, hey, I'm feverish. No, they weren't like that at all. Okay, and I understand statistics. You know, this is Anecdote I'm giving you. But I'm telling you, look, guys, people weren't freaking out over COVID. They weren't super scared. There wasn't major tension. And I'll be honest with you, the majority of people I saw out and about were young people, you know. And the elderly are home. They don't want to mix. And it makes sense to me they don't want to mix. I understand that. They're more susceptible. But if you're my age and you're at my fitness level and you're hiding from COVID, really, I mean, that's your own personal choice. But me, I'm doing my best not to come into contact with COVID. But I'm not going to do so by hiding in my basement in a bubble. Okay, guys. Coach, hope you and the family are well during Ramadan. Thank you very much, Luigi, and to you as well. Do you think they're trying to do a big reset? Reset. Much respect, Luigi. Well, Luigi, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by big reset, like trying to it sounds like it's some kind of conspiracy. I'm not at that level yet, okay? I think that, you know, if you look throughout history, when governments took power, they never let it go. They never gave it back, historically speaking. You know, in the West, they weren't supposed to pay taxes in America. And then after the war, like, okay, let's have taxes. And you know what? Taxes are still there. Once they take, they rarely ever give back. You have to take it back. You have to view the government as just one giant entity. They're the biggest gang in town. That's really what they are. Because if you don't oblige, they're going to use force. And I understand. I'm not against government. Okay? I'm pro-government. A certain size of government. I believe the government has to have a certain amount of power. Not too much power. Not too little that there's no government. If you look at countries with no government, they're not very successful. Okay, that's an understatement. We need some government, but we need them to be rational. We need them to answer to our scrutiny. Why are these rules in place? Where's your research? Where are the subject matter experts to tell us that this can stop the spread of COVID, slow it down? This is how we're going to save lives. These politicians are putting one rule one day, taking it off the next. They put a rule one day and they take it off the next. You know, it's almost like they're guessing. Coach, relax. It's not what you think. Been in a positive state. Do what they want you to do, and they will leave you being stubborn. That's from Nate Diaz. Well, Nate Diaz, I don't know what your business is, but here in Montreal, us gym owners, we're suffering, and Quebec is gaining weight. Heart disease is gonna climb for sure. People are sedentary more than ever. People are more sedentary than ever, Mr. Nate Diaz. And I think you're completely wrong. Completely wrong. We need our fitness. We need our gyms. We need them to operate in a way that doesn't transmit COVID, keeps our country healthy, and keeps us physically and mentally healthy. Okay? Don't forget, people who don't train, who are sedentary, they might have a lot of side effects, not just physical, but also mental, obviously. For those who don't know, they've done studies on antidepressants and exercise. Exercise has just as much effect on your mood as antidepressants. So exercise is just as effective. Look it up. Exercise is just as effective as antidepressant drugs, but without the side effects. The Far Right Podcast. Wow. Would really look forward to you moving to the States. I personally think you'd be a good influence on the young men here. Thank you very much, the Far Right Podcast. Some say I have too much toxic masculinity. Just like you heard now, Mr. Nate Diaz saying I'm too stubborn or whatnot. And I know a lot of people are going to come after me. They're going to say, Coach, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Don't you know COVID is spreading or whatnot? Dude, we gave you a year. And now you're telling me it's getting worse. Well, now I'm guessing I have to live with it. Just like I have to live with every other disease that's out there. You're calling it a pandemic. But why is the mall open? Can one politician please answer me this question? If you close the mall down, I'll close my gym down. How about that? You politicians close down your businesses, I'll close down my business. You gym owners out there, don't you ever wonder, you restaurateurs, don't you ever wonder why is the mall open? The biggest mall in the province, Carrefour Laval, jam-packed every day. The metro is open. People have to circulate. It's a need. The mall isn't a need. Why is the mall open? Answer me that. Give me one politician with a slick answer. I'll shut my mouth. I'll come here and I'll retract every statement I just made. Can one person, one politician, one of you weasel, slimy politicians, can you please answer me this one question? Why is the mall open? How is that essential? Why is the liquor store, the SAQ, why is that open? Why are your drug, the government, it's funny because Trudeau, the original government, his father, when I was a kid, he was the prime minister. And he was like, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. We're little kids, just say no, don't do drugs. Now his son is selling drugs. Now the government is selling drugs. Hey kids, buy drugs here. Now they're selling the drugs. First they told me don't do drugs. Now they tell me here, buy the drugs. By the way, their drugstores are still open. I'm not talking about their medical drugstores. I'm talking about their marijuana stores. Now listen, I know a lot of you out there love your marijuana and you love your alcohol. I'm not here to infringe on that. I'm talking about where is the common sense? You guys are spreading COVID. The government is spreading COVID in his business. Yet he won't allow us to operate our businesses. And they're taking our future wealth. They're giving us loans. Close your business. But when you reopen, you got to pay me back. All he does is push a little button. He's got a money printing machine. He didn't work. He didn't sweat one drop of sweat. He pushed a few buttons, sent me some money. And now I owe him my future earnings. Me, I want to train my customer. My customer wants to train with me. We want to exchange monies. And the government interfered and he said, no. I'm going to give Zahabi money. And he's going to owe. He's going to owe Big Bubba. And where did you get this money, Mr. Minister? Oh, I pushed a few buttons over here. They own our future earnings. If you gyms don't sign up, I'm just going to give up on this project. I'm going to pick up and move. I'm going to open a big, beautiful gym in a foreign country. I'm going to work for the rest of my days wondering why Quebec? Why Montreal? Why Canada? Why were they such sheep? That's honestly what I'm going to think. Because in the US, they have a winning attitude. And I'm sure the Quebecois, I'm sure they have that deep down inside them. I'm positive. Then they're not just going to sit like lambs for another year. And listen, guys, I know the government's probably going to come after me really hard after this. I know, pretty sure. If this thing starts blowing up and starts getting bigger and we get more support, I know they're going to come hard after me. But I'm willing. I'm willing to take a beating. I'm willing to do what it takes. I'm in the fight business. Okay, my whole life is fighting. I'm in the fight business. I'm ready to fight for the gyms. Now, I want you all to know one thing is super important. I'm a super believer. I believe in COVID. I believe it exists. Okay, I believe we need to take measures. I strongly believe we have to stop the transmission of COVID. But prove to me how it's being transmitted. Prove to me that it's a greater evil to train. I think at this moment it hasn't been proven, and I think it's a greater evil for the youth to not train, to become sedentary. I think you're more likely to die in the future from future waves because you got older and you're less fit and you're upping your chances of dying from COVID and becoming sick from other diseases. You're looking out for COVID. There are other diseases chasing you. You know, when last time I did my life insurance, they came in and they checked my health. Every question was no. I have perfect health. Perfect, thank God. Alhamdulillah. I had perfect health. Do you have this? No, the answer was no for everything. They had not one thing to tell me. Diet and exercise. That's all I did. That's the secret. Diet and exercise. Now you tell me which one of those politicians is my age, 41 years old. Show me one of these little weasels who's fit like me, healthy like me. They're running and hiding from COVID. The health clubs of Montreal, where are you? Where are you? Sign up. Let's not let these weasels tell us how to live. J'apprécie ton courage et le fait que tu dises tout haut ce qu'on pense tous. On est derrière toi. On est derrière toi. That's from Cassé. Cassé is saying, let me translate. I appreciate your courage and that you're saying out loud what we're all thinking. I'm behind you. Cassé, thank you very much. I highly appreciate it. If you go to any club, send this link to your gym owners. Tell them, sign up. Let's get organized. Let's get organized. I'm so sick of these people pushing us around with their irrational, illogical decision making. Okay, we got Even Co. You need to do better. Stop being selfish, man. You're causing harm. Even, please do me a favor. Now that you've claimed that I'm causing harm, can you please tell me how I'm causing harm? Now you're at the table, Mr. Evan. Tell me how I'm causing harm. I'm not here to cause harm. Tell me how me training every day at a 2-meter distance, following protocols that make sense, keeping maybe my gym at 25% capacity. Maybe we open up more gyms, more rooms. There is a better solution than staying at home, living in a bubble, Evan. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's put our heads together and figure out how we can train and not feel like criminals. There is a better solution. There is a smarter solution. That's why in America they're far more successful. Because they're working around COVID. They're outsmarting COVID. They're doing what makes sense. Because if you open a gym and your members are getting sick and dying, guess what? Your gym's going to go out of business. In America, they understand, hey, let's keep our paying members healthy, happy, and training, and let's benefit them so that they keep their memberships alive. No gym owner wants to open up his gym for everybody to get sick, die, hate the gym, and destroy the health. No gym owner wants that. We're all rowing in the same direction. But that kind of attitude, Evan, in my opinion, is weak. Your attitude is weak because you didn't state one reason why you think I would be spreading harm. You're presupposing opening our gyms will spread harm. Where is the proof? And Evan, if you can please answer me. Why is the mall still open here in Quebec? Why are the malls open? Can anybody answer this? Anybody out there in the chat room? I'm ready to retract every statement I've made. I'm ready to bow down and retract every statement. I'm ready to eat my words. Can somebody please explain to me why the mall is open? Again, nobody is denying that COVID is not real. You guys now have to you have to try really hard to differentiate between me saying COVID is not real, which is not my position at all, to saying that COVID is going to be here for a while. How do we continue to live our lives? To what degree can we live our lives as opposed to being shut down totally and being at home? And that degree needs to be justified. My stance is much more nuanced than COVID doesn't exist. Okay, this is not a conspiracy theory here. I've had COVID. I've tested positive for antibodies. I believe COVID exists. It's out there. Okay, nobody strawman me again, please. I'm not a COVID denier. I agree COVID exists. My question is, to what degree can we live, and what is the rationale behind this degree? Why are we closed and the mall is open? Somebody, please, super chat me an answer. Hey, coach, forget Quebec. Come to New York City and open a gym over here. That's from Abdul Wahid Rafiki. Well, I'm itching, my friend. I'm itching. This may very well happen. Thank you. I've got many welcomes to Texas. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I have a high respect for Texas. The courage, the guts you have. I hope Texas does well. I hope there's no surges in the future. I hope Texas really does well. I pray for Texas. I hope Texas is a guiding light in the future. But it might have been too fast, too soon. Time will tell. It was a very gutsy move from Texas. A very gutsy move. I hope they're in the right. I don't know that they're in the right. I don't know. I'm not predicting that they're going to do better. What I'm saying is we need to reopen in a way without transmission. We need to go step by step. We need rational. We need disease experts giving us advice. And we have to have the right to cross-examine them because they have personal interest as well. They want to take small businesses out of business. That's from Adam Falah. Well, they want to lend us money and keep us alive. Why? Because then you owe. You owe the government. Please hold a live debate with Canadian BJJ black belt Stephen Keesting. He is positioning himself as an expert and pushing the propaganda. Is he doing that? Is Keesting doing that, Stephen? Oh my goodness, man. Well, you know what? I don't want two MMA guys or two jiu-jitsu guys debating. I want a disease expert. I want a disease expert here. I'm inviting any disease expert. Let's cross-examine. Let's talk. What would make sense? How is this disease transmitted? Why can't I train at a 2-meter distance? Why can't I operate my gym at even 5% capacity? Why not? You know, I had my gym operating. I have a 13,000 foot square gym. I wanted to operate at 50 maximum, 50 people maximum. I'm even ready to do 25 people, but 25 people in my gym is there's so much space. The gym is massive. Guys are working out at 5 meters away from each other. Don't tell me they're transmitting. Don't tell me that. My professional fighters are tested on a regular basis. Don't tell me that if they glove up, they're going to transmit. It's so highly unlikely. Coach, you missed my super chat. Okay, my friend. Phuket. Mr. Phuket sent Mr. Phuket sent a super chat. Please, guys, if you find it, cut and paste it. Mr. Phuket, I don't see your super chat. Why not open a gym in the mall? MP Forever Unlimited. You're a genius. You're a genius. No, those weasels would find me and shut me down. Those little greasy little weasels hiding behind their desk. They would just find me, hunt me down, find me. They want a hold of my business. Evan versus Faraz. Book it, Dana. Listen, I understand Evan, you know, he thinks that it's a question of lives. I agree. I don't want to cost any lives. I don't want to even cost one life. Believe me when I tell you that. I just don't think that this is going away for a long time. So what degree of evil can we accept? You accept cars. You accept us to drive cars, but cars kill people. You accept me walking out of my home. I have to live with some degree of risk. That's the question. We need to sit down and hash it out. What is rational? Because look, guys, honestly, if I catch COVID, my chances of me dying from COVID are extremely low. Okay, I know you guys behind your labs are freaking out, and you think I'm not. Honestly, I'm not even the least bit scared of COVID. Still avoiding COVID like the plague. Hear me. Open your ears. I'm still avoiding COVID like if it was the plague. Okay, because the last thing I want is to get sick and all of you pointing your dirty little fingers, saying, "Coach, we told you, we told you." Man, I know I'm gonna catch COVID again sooner or later. I get it. But I'm in the group, I believe I can just take it like if it was a cold. Even to me, it was less than the flu. Look, I'll tell you guys something. I caught, I think 2019 also, there was a spread of the pink eye in every BJJ gym in North America, man. I'm telling you, it was everywhere. I went down to Florida, they had it. New York, everywhere, they had it everywhere. California, it was the pink eye apocalypse. You guys remember I was doing a podcast with my pink eye. Once it got healed and it wasn't so disgusting, I was doing my podcast and I was telling you guys how horrible it is. Well, let me tell you guys something. The pink eye made COVID look like a sneeze. The pink eye was so much worse. If you told me, Coach, you have the choice between pink eye and COVID, I would take COVID. Give me COVID. Oh no, I don't want pink eye. Please, never again pink eye apocalypse. If it was pink eye apocalypse spreading right now, I would be hiding. I would be so hiding. I wouldn't be training. I wouldn't be rolling. I would be doing everything at a distance. I would be so like, listen, the pink eye apocalypse traumatized me. If you look at my eyes really closely, gentlemen, look at my, they're still not 100%. Now you're going to notice it all the time. Now you're going to see me all the time. Be like, yeah, his eyes look. Yeah, that's right. It left a mark. It took about a year for my eye to get a little bit more adjusted. I'm telling you, I would look in the mirror. I'm like, man, my eye's still not normal. The pink eye apocalypse was probably the worst thing I ever caught. I've had some bad flus that made COVID look like Mickey Mouse. Okay? But I'll tell you something. I know some people who had COVID really badly. Young guys, great athletes. I know them, professionals, UFC fighters who had it really bad. Told me, look, I was suffering. So I'm not denying, obviously. Okay, I'm not going to stress it enough how I'm not denying COVID. You and a politician could each pick a champion, and then you could have an MMA fight, and whoever wins determines the new policies. Not a bad idea. Hi, I'm 17-year-old bantamweight. Hi, I'm a 17-year-old bantamweight training in Winnipeg at the Canadian Fighting Center. My coach, Giuseppe Denatal, excuse me, and he made a big protest. We agree. Well, Keegan, I wish you best in your career and thank you very much. Have your coach sign up. I'm signing up gyms all across Canada. Let's take this to their front door. Let's bang on the door and demand. Not ask, demand that they rationalize their precautions. Guys, I'm only discussing this one topic. Coach, how can I ask you a question? I don't have super chat in my country. Well, I have no idea. You're going to have to ask the button pushers. Sounds like a straw man argument. We all know that schools and malls should be closed. That's from Wuhala 100. That's my question. Why are the malls open? Still nobody in the chat can answer. Where are you COVID experts? Those of you who are saying that I'm out of line, I'm spreading death. I'm the face of death now. All of you out there who disagree with me, please ask me. Please answer me this one question. If I'm wrong, which I may be, okay, I want to stay open-minded here. I'm really open. My ears are open, guys. I'm perking up my ears here. If you convince me otherwise, if you show me, the coach, if we open the gyms, people are going to die, I'm going to be the most forefront advocator to close gyms. You hear my voice. You hear my words here. If you all can prove to me that this has been transmitted in gyms, not that one guy in Quebec, but the gyms that were, not the cowboy in Quebec, okay? If you're telling me, how about this? In Tim Hortons, imagine I'm a Tim Hortons worker, I catch the COVID, and I go out to my Tim Hortons shift, and I pass out 100 cups that day. I served 100 customers, and 50 of those customers caught COVID. Should we close down all Tim Hortons? Should we now close down all? Coffee is now forbidden. Mamnua. Coffee is now forbidden. Not allowed coffee anymore. Or should we come with a new protocol? Hey, you have to sanitize the cup before you give it to the customer. That's what a winner would do. A winner would say, look, you're going to have to sanitize your hands every time you touch a cup. That's what a winner would do. You're going to have to hand the customer the cup holding with the stick or extension or whatnot. You cannot touch the cup yourself now anymore. They would come up with some innovative way to bypass the problem, solve the problem. They wouldn't shut down all Tim Hortons. Now, for those who are not Canadians, for us, shutting down Tim Hortons would probably collapse the entire psyche of Canadians. We need our Tim Hortons, is what I'm trying to tell you. We need our coffee, our Tim Hortons coffee. We love our Tim Hortons coffee. Winners would not say, oh, okay, close everything down then. No, because politicians need their coffee. They need their fix. But they don't train. They don't need their gyms. So they just close us down. But they keep their businesses open. Whatever they personally need, they would see it as a great evil for it to be closed. My question for you all out there who disagree with me, answer me how they can rationalize opening the mall. Anybody, one person in the chat who disagrees with me. If you're under 30 and healthy, you don't need COVID vax. That's from Opposite. Well, you know what? Maybe there's experts out there saying that. I don't know if you're quoting an expert. But I would tell you that that's up to you. I would do my own personal research. Personally, I'm not going to take the vaccination. Me personally, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it unless it's mandatory for travel. That's the only way I'll take it. I'm going to take my chances with COVID. I think that maybe it's possible. They cut corners making that vaccine. They brought it out to market. They have a vested interest. There's a monetary interest for them. So I'm not running to get a vaccination. Hey, Wissam Zahabi, guys, my cousin. My beloved cousin that I love so much. Wissam, kiss to you and the family. Ramadan Mubarak to you as well. You should give Legault a free class and show him who is scarier, you or COVID. LOL. My cousin Wissam, my younger cousin Wissam, maybe I've roughed him up a few times us growing up. He was out of line. And look what a splendid young man he's become. Look what a fine, upstanding citizen. Maybe those beatings I gave him when he was growing up, maybe they helped push him to become a law-abiding citizen. Alhamdulillah, Wissam, you're such a wonderful man now. Such a good boy. My cousin Wissam, I hope to see you soon, inshallah. Malik Balouche, please share your opinion on... guys... Malik, my friend, this is a question for another day. I'm strictly speaking only about gyms and COVID-19 and protocols. You are going to get somebody seriously hurt. This is from Dark Times. Well, Dark Times, again, all you put up is an accusation. No rationale. Please cite some subject matter expert. Please, some disease expert that's saying that gyms are linked to COVID-19, the transmission of COVID-19. Look, we've closed down all our restaurants in Montreal. Can I ask you a question? Where's the evidence that it was being transmitted in restaurants? Where's the evidence? Where? Airplanes are flying, and they did a test. They did a statistical research on planes. If the plane is full, your chances is 1 out of 4,000. If the plane is half full, it's 1 out of 7,000, and that was before mandatory testing before flight. So anybody can get on a flight early on during the COVID period. Anybody can get on a flight. Those were the statistics. 1 out of 4,000. Now you have to get tested before you take a flight. We're waiting on the new statistics. I bet you it's going to be something like 1 out of 10,000. Why couldn't we test gym members? The app already exists. You test, you put in the app, you've been tested. Now you walk around in a gym, only people who've been tested, they're negative. We check your temperature. You're tested every 2-3 weeks. There are ways, Mr. Dark Times, there are ways that we can train and not transmit COVID. Imagine everybody in the gym is tested. Imagine, because you lack imagination, Mr. Dark Times. You lack the imagination. Imagine everybody's tested every 2 weeks at your own cost. I'm ready to pay for a little test every 2 weeks for my health, to invest in my health. Everybody's tested. Temperature's taken. We're training at 2 meters. The gyms are open only at 10% capacity. Does that make you happy? What's going to make you happy? What's going to convince you that the transmission is happening in the malls? You're telling me already that the government's saying, look, third wave is coming. It's getting really ugly out there. The gyms are closed and it's still getting ugly. But guess what? Your population is more sedentary than ever. Your population is more sedentary than ever. And now we have scientific evidence, not proof, evidence, that being sedentary, there's a difference between proof and evidence, that being secondary puts you in the third most likely category to be hospitalized or die from COVID. Until recently, I was a director for a major global corp. Know firsthand that they had a seat at the table to influence policy, and they see it as an opportunity to gain advantage over smaller businesses. That's from Paul Bedar. Paul Bedar is saying, look, they're taking advantage of you small business guys. That's exactly what I'm saying as well, Paul. And you know what? I don't have to be on the inside to tell you. They're loaning us money, and they know our future earnings belong to them. I'm telling you, sign up to Fitness Is Your Right, and those future earnings are going to be ours. We're going to refuse to give them our future earnings. Evan wants to try and call in. Well, you know what? I wish I knew how to do that. I'm too primitive in my button pushing skills, and I don't know who he is, so he might just, call in and start screaming on top of his lungs. I'd have to have screened him first. I need a subject matter expert, guys. I can't just have, a regular Joe. Is he a doctor? Can he send me his CV? Is he somebody, is he an expert? Coach is speaking facts 100%. That's from Domizi. Thank you, my friend. Look, guys, I'm not a COVID denier. If an expert can come in here and answer my questions, explain to me why we should be closed and the malls should be open, and if we did vice versa, it would be a travesty. It would be the apocalypse. And we would be causing more deaths. I will come out here and retract everything I said. And I will close my gym, and I will encourage other gym owners to do the same. I'm not here to cause a single death. Obviously not. I'm here asking questions. And you guys, if you are truly rational, scientific, you should be praising me for answering questions. Isn't the whole spirit of science to demand and produce proof? That's what it's about. So you should love me for being critical. You should love me for my critical thinking. Where was humanity before critical thinking? Where were we? Are you telling me that these politicians are doing all the great critical thinking? Are you seriously going to back them up? Yesterday there was a news piece. The disease expert was saying, no, we recommended Ford does the complete opposite of what he did. Literally. I wish I could pull it up right now. He was saying, I should have prepped it. He was saying, no, we told him he did the opposite of what we told him. Now today they're asking for Doug Ford to resign. He did the complete opposite of what we asked him to do. Why can the Montreal Canadiens train pro players, but you can't train pro fighters? That's from Barkar. Money. What's the answer of 99 questions out of 100? What is the answer to 99 questions out of 100? Page 1, paragraph 1. Money. I love that quote from Vanilla. What was it called, that movie again? Vanilla Sky or something? Tom Cruise movie, really good. His father writes a book. What's the answer to 99 questions out of 100? Page 1, paragraph 1. What's the answer to 99 questions out of 100? Money. Money, my friends. The Montreal Canadiens generate money. How much money did all those George St. Pierre fights in Montreal generate for the city? How much? I'm trying to build for you the next GSP, and you're sending the police after me. Bro, we all think this. That's from Sami Malcolm Abdallah. Thanks for the bro. Appreciate that. I have 1K1 ambition. Have fights, but I feel like I'm losing hope. Even though I train every day, I can't do more lockdown. Don't give up Canada. Well, Henry, I hope you convince your gym to sign up. Let's sign up. Let's get unioned. Let's get united. And let's put the squeeze, of course, metaphorically speaking. Let's put the heat on these politicians. Salam, coach. How have you been? Have you been offered moving TriStar to London, or are you considering moving there? You have a lot of fans in London who would love to train. Listen, I love London, Shamir. I have not gotten an invite from a rich zillionaire. We need a zillionaire to move my team. Okay? But I have not from London. I've had offers from other places, the US and the Middle East, very serious offers, but not to London. And I love London, guys. I love London. I've been to London several times. I love the people there. I love everything about that city. It's an amazing place. So I would love to go to London. Absolutely. Just the only thing I don't like about London is the traffic. The traffic is pretty killer. Guys, London traffic ain't no joke. Ain't no joke. But still, worth it. The city's worth it. Hey Faraz, stay in Montreal. I need to come train with you. Next GSP right here. Let's make a run together. Anthony Kenville. Anthony, my brother, I'm with you. Come to the gym, but they're going to beat you over the head and put you in handcuffs. That's the one building block that's the one obstacle we're trying to get around right now. Hello, Kevin. Okay. Come to Abu Dhabi, brother. Give me an invite. Send me an invite. Send an invite to TriStar Gym Canada at gmail.com. Send an official invite. And I might be there very soon. Will you be training in TriStar Gym Blainville? That's from Abdullah. Yes, absolutely. As soon as it's open. As soon as it's allowed to. Salam coach, how can regular people support your cause? We need to open Canada up. That's from Samir. Samir, go to Fitness is Alright. The link is in the description. Sign up. Because I'm taking members sign-ups also. Because we might ask you guys in the future to sign up petitions. Maybe we do a protest, whatnot. But we need gym owners. So reach out to your gym owner. Send them the link. The link is in the description. Sign up. Could it be because in the mall there are no touching, while in gyms bacteria could spread fast and people sweat a lot? That's from Hassan Saloom. But Hassan, we're talking about training at a 2-meter distance. You know, maybe working at 10 or 15% capacity of the gym. So there would be no contact. Or 2 people being tested. Maybe we can graduate later on to say, okay, there's been more transmission. Let's move to the next tier. You're allowed to grapple with 1 person. But that person has to be tested on a regular basis weekly. You have to be within a certain age group. You have to not live with the elderly. Whatever, something. We got to put rationale behind our decision making. We got to stop the spread of COVID. We got to keep ourselves healthy. And we got to keep us from going out of business and giving these weasels our future earnings. They have incentive. That's what Quebec, you need to wake up. They have the incentive. They're making money the longer you go and live off their loans. The longer you live off their loans, the more money they make. They're not in a hurry to press play. Damizi, if you move your gym to Dubai or Abu Dhabi, you'll make bank. Yes, coach. Yes, Damiz. I'm sure I would make bank. That's probably very true. But that's not the goal here. Okay, of course we all want to make money, but I want to open up the dialogue. I want Gabriel Nadeau to be able to cross-examine their protocols. I find the fact that they refused infuriating, dishonest. I find the fact that they refused to be highly objectable. It's unacceptable that they refuse. Unacceptable. You guys need a second amendment. Well, you know what? We do have hate speech laws, which I'm. It's funny because I had a discussion with that about that in the gym. I'm not going to get into it now. I'm a believer in certain level of hate speech laws. I think you should be able to say anything when it comes to reason or logic. Like, for instance, how you would be allowed to talk in university should be allowed to talk openly. I don't believe in heavy censorship, but I also don't believe in certain levels of hate speech. But that's a topic for another day. I don't want to digress. Today's topic is about uniting gyms in Montreal, in Quebec, in all of Canada. Guys, I really hope Quebec comes to its senses. I really hope that my message has been loud and clear. Let's unite. Let's get one lawyer to represent all gyms. I'm giving you guys my best shot. Now you got to take a step forward. You gym owners, you gym members, you need to send this to your gym owners, and even gym members, sign up. This is a matter that is extremely serious. Let's get together. Let's get organized. If you guys don't sign up, I'm probably going to pack up and leave. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm giving you guys one chance here. Quebec is turning into a police state. We're being babied. We're being treated like children. These politicians are making bank. They're making money. Their businesses are open. Our businesses are closed. Where's the proof that COVID was transmitted in restaurants and in gyms? Restaurant businesses is closed. They took so many protocols. For those of you who don't know, for those of you living in the States, the restaurateurs put all sorts of money into COVID proofing their restaurants, putting up plexiglass, setting up distances, working at only a certain rate, etc., making sure that there's no cross-contamination. Once they opened up, the government closed them down right away. Where was the evidence that it's spreading in the restaurants? There was no evidence. They just said, oh, numbers are high, close everything. And now they're refusing to be cross-examined. Guys, I know I've been on a on a I'm a broken record tonight. I apologize. But it has to be said. It has to be done. The economy, small to medium businesses, 30% are already bankrupt. What's going to happen next year? You're going to be at 60%. What's going to happen to your livelihood? What's going to happen to your future pensions? This is bigger than you understand. The more they print money, the less your money's worth. Freedom of speech is a crucial above all. Who gets to decide what hate speech is, coach? The same idiots you are currently complaining about. That's who. Sean, I agree. That's a very sensitive topic, Sean. I would love to engage you on that, but not tonight. Not tonight. I agree with you. Freedom of speech is super important, but I can give you some examples of hate speech that I think you would agree with needs to be controlled. Now, Sean, I would love to have this discussion with you. It's a question of degrees, but we can't have it tonight. Sean, please let's have this discussion another day. It's a brilliant topic that we really need to discuss, but I'd have some interesting points that I think that you might want to consider. Uh-oh. Tell the police to roll with you. If they tap you, you go to jail. If you tap them, they can leave you alone. I'm in. Deal. Deal. 100%. Sign me up. I highly recommend reading Out of Your Mind by Alan Watts. This book really blew my mind. It is a great stepping stone to Eastern philosophy. I've read some Alan Watts work. I will read that book. Out of Your Mind? Consider it done. It will be read very shortly. Thank you very much for that recommendation. Everyone that is scared gets protected. We shop and deliver to them, etc. And those that want to get on with it do. I think this is Joshua's suggestion. If you're scared, stay home. If you want to go out and about, go ahead. I think that's more of a U.S. mentality, and it makes sense to me. But in Quebec, they're just not ready for that. They're just not ready for that. It's a different culture. For us, I live in California. There is a restaurant here that has been open the entire pandemic. No mask, and not one person has got sick. I work at a full capacity mall, and no one is getting it. That's from Zoni. Well, Zoni, you might not know that they're getting it. It might be transmitted, and you won't know because they're getting sick and staying at home. So when they're actually showing the symptoms of being sick, they might be at home. But the times when they're spreading COVID, it could be in your restaurant. Now, you might not have gotten it. Or maybe you got it and you were asymptomatic. There are many possibilities to consider. Okay, so I don't want to go into full COVID denial. No conspiracy theories here. We want a scientifically based approach. Mall explanation. Your gyms is expendable to Canadian politicians. TriStar should be flourishing like American top team in Florida. That's from Daniel Gonzalez. Daniel Gonzalez is an enlightened man. If you ever need good advice, you go see a man. Find a man named Daniel Gonzalez. This man is enlightened. He understands the dynamics. He's correct. The mall is open because they're making bank. Money. If you try to close the mall down, they got lawyers, they got friends in high places, and those friends in high places won't let them be shut down. Guys, this is how the rich do it. They use their brain to solve problems. They don't run and hide. Now I'm trying here to rally you, and some of you are like, "Oh, coach, you're being a cowboy. You're being destructive." That's the narrative they put in your head. That is the narrative. That is the song they made you sing. And you're there parroting, "Oh, yes, I'm a hero for staying home." Dude, while they're making bank. While they're building a generation of wealth that they're going to hand down to their successors. And they're going to be always on top of us. Dude, these politicians are not dumb. They put our businesses on hold. And they're laughing hard. They got a money printing machine. They go on the internet and they go on their little computers and they push a few buttons, and now they have an income that they can send to you, but you owe us. They didn't sweat one drop of sweat of work while you're breaking your back at work and sending them your hard-earned cash, your future earnings. If we let them do this to us, we deserve it. Me personally, guys, I'll tell you something. I'm not handing over my wealth. I'm not. I will leave this country before I hand over my hard-earned life savings. Right now, I'm working out of pocket. I'm paying the rent. I'm living off government subsidies. They're sending me a $900 check every 2 weeks. What do you want me to do with a $900 check? I can't live off this. And now you want me to live out of pocket. Okay, I'll live out of pocket for a while, but I'm not doing another year and a half, 2 years like this. We need intelligent decision making. And they're never going to make intelligent decisions for us unless we voice our opinions. We need to voice our opinions. And to do that, we need to have a united voice. Go into the description. Click on the link. Sign up to Fitness is Our Right. And let's get united. Faraz Zahabi for Florida. Let's go. That's from Anas. Anas, send me an email. TriStar Gym Canada. TriStarGymCanada@gmail.com. I've already gotten a very nice offer in Florida. I'm taking options here. That's what I've been telling people. How do you even know the gym caused a large amount of cases? They didn't. The crazy amount of protocol. Our martial arts gym may not last much longer here in Brampton, Ontario. That's from GSJ. Well, GSJ, I highly recommend you sign up. And let's try to revive your gym. Let's try to get your gym going again. Maybe we start at 5% capacity. And if we're not dropping like flies, maybe we move to 10%, 15%. Maybe we can use reason and logic. Because you know what? We have to start learning how to live with COVID waves. Suppose tomorrow the numbers drop. There might be another wave in the future. Maybe it's another disease. Maybe it's a good thing that we got these protocols in place. So when another disease, worse than COVID, comes, we already have protocols in place to protect us from cross-contamination. If COVID dies, they'll use SMG, else something else, to keep control as far as left politics becomes more mainstream. Will you move to conservative place, Florida or Texas? Absolutely, I would move to conservative place, Florida or Texas. Absolutely. I would feel very at home at Texas or Florida. Listen, I've been to Texas and Florida, and I can tell you something. I love Texas and Florida. I love so many places in the U.S. And Texas and Florida are prime places to live. Amazing places to live. Okay? I have a bit of a Texan type attitude. I do. Okay? I have that, toxic masculinity to me. I don't like being told what to do by some guy sitting behind a desk who refuses to tell me why. Why can't I leave my house at 8 o'clock? Why? Explain to me how it's transmitting. Give me a good reason, I'll agree with you. And I'll stay home at 8 o'clock. But these sheep, man, these guys are like, oh, how could you object? You're costing lives. Dude, please. A little bit of critical thinking. A little bit of critical thinking. I need a good reason. Guys, for those of you who don't know, I went to university. I have a degree. I have my bachelor's in philosophy. I've been studying logic for 20 years. Okay? I'm not some Neanderthal hitting myself with weights in the head all day long. Why are we treated like such? Why? Coach, come to Colorado. We have Easton, Elevation, Whitman, and Factory X. Good company. Absolutely, Sam. I would love to do that. But, if I go anywhere, I'm going to have to pitch my own tent most likely. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I don't want to go into, these guys are my friends. I know them. I don't want to, pitch my tent too close to them. I want to give them the breathing space that they need to run their own gyms. I don't want to take market share from anybody. I don't want to compete for market share over anybody. These guys are good guys and they're running good business and they're doing a good job. I need to go a place that needs a good MMA gym. Coach Zahabi, do you think China pre-planned this all for their plan of international dominance by 2040? Just as genocide on the Uyghur minority. I always have trouble pronouncing that. The Uyghur minority. Guys, my heart goes out to them. There is a genocide going on right now. It's despicable. It's disgusting. And this is a much bigger problem than what we're facing. My heart goes out to them. I support them as much as I can. Is this a pre-planned Chinese conspiracy, plan for world domination? I won't say that's impossible, but I see no evidence for that. So I'm not going to say it is. I'm not going to say it's planned. This is something a subject matter expert would have to look into deeply. We'd need, cooperation from independent parties to corroborate their information. This is something that will be very serious. This is an international issue that would be incredibly difficult to deal with. I mean, if it was true, let's say, the whole world has been affected by this pandemic, it would be a bad day for China, in my opinion. This would have to be proven without a doubt. We can't just have these conspiracy theories agreed upon by, just on the internet, just on a whim. Coach, you didn't leave Canada. We need you. Coach, don't leave Canada. We need you. Here, please. Come roll in my house. I got iftar every day. And we got iftar is when you break your fast. We got iftar every day and rolling, my friend. Send me your address. I'll come and roll with you for sure. Okay, I'm not worried about COVID. We'll get together. We'll roll. We'll have a good time. And we'll have iftar together, inshallah. I'll be more than happy. If you live in my area, let's do it. If Canada screws you over, come to NZ, New Zealand, or Australia, bro, and open a gym here. We have a local talent and attitude to be there for TriStar day one. That's from Levi Leons. Well, you know what? I've never been to New Zealand. I've been to Australia. Love it. And I'll take that into consideration. Thank you very much for the invite. Okay, guys. I think I've beat this horse to death. I've asked you guys numerous times. Connect. Fitness is all right. Please send it to your gym owners. Even commercial bodybuilding gyms, sign up. Sign up. If we get 500 gyms, which should be easy, I'm going to start making calls to the bigwigs, to superstars, to help represent us, to the biggest companies, management companies in the world. I'm going to say, look, these 500 gyms, they need to be organized. They need to be protected. And let's revive our businesses. Let's not give these people our future earnings. Please call Good Life Fitness. Guys, you have Good Life Fitness, sign up. Somebody knows the CEO. Okay, Canada's like that. Somebody who's hearing this, somebody who's an MMA fan knows somebody who knows the CEO. Have him sign up. He's got 50 gyms across Canada. Sign up. Let's get organized. We need to stop relying on major supply chains and focus on buying and supporting local. If there is a crash, local food system will save us. Signed. That's from Joshua. Joshua, that's not crazy. That's pretty smart, But a different topic for another day. But a very important one, nonetheless. Stay mad because you voted for these commies. Oh, God. Hey, coach, what happened to your students in MLT if you leave? Montreal if you leave. I'm taking them with me. Faraz Zahabi, aren't you afraid of what Madame Laplante will say to your organization and hate gym organization? I don't know who Madame Laplante is. I'm not worried about her, to be honest with you. Coach, I sent you an email. Okay, I will check it. Thank you. Salam, coach. What are your thoughts on Bellator recently signing Riley Reid? Guys, I'm not taking questions on anything else. Today's not going to be the most exciting podcast. We're talking about unionizing all gyms in Quebec and across Canada. Coach, when are you coming to South Korea? That's from Jonggu. Guys, I would love to visit South Korea. It's going to happen one day. I would love to visit South Korea. Maybe I'll take a stroll up across North Korea and give Kim Jong-un a piece of my mind. Salam, coach, what are your thoughts on... Is Joe Rogan recruiting you to Texas? That's from Daniel Gonzalez, the wisest man in the chat room. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Rogan, he recently, sold his show to Shopify for $100 million. I'm not saying it would be crazy, but I know he's doing well in Texas. I would love to be neighbors with Joe Rogan. It wouldn't be crazy. It would be a really good thing, I think. I could train fighters all day and, during once in a while, pop on his podcast. Our fighters go on his podcast. It would be a very neighborly thing. It would be close, we'd be close to one another. It could be match made in heaven. So many fighters, professional fighters are right there training not too far away from the Rogan show. It would be great. But at this point, I have no invitations that have been extended to me formally from Texas. So right now, that remains to be seen. But I have a deep admiration for Texas having the guts to live their life. Look, guys, we gave these politicians a year. They said, oh, guys, we got this, 2 weeks. Look how smart and cool and collected we are. Then they took away our holidays. Then they took away our summer. The whole summer we were home. And now they're saying idiotic things like, hey, you can have a glory hole at home. You guys heard it. You think I'm making this up? You heard it. If you're signing up late, if you're tuning in late to this podcast, rewind it. The Center of Disease Control in BC saying, hey, glory holes, man. Think about it. You won't transmit COVID. What a moronic, stupid, embarrassing suggestion. The humiliation. Canada is being humiliated because our Center of Disease Control in BC is telling us to put a glory hole. And you heard it. He said, you can have one in your home. A glory hole. The level of stupidity is shocking. And you guys know I'm not a name caller. I'm really not a name caller. But also, I'm not a doormat. Now they're playing with our lives. It's been too much, too long. Can't accept it no more. That was BC. They're all either retired or newlyweds there. I don't know what that means, but big meme. For us, are you joking? No, I'm not joking. I played it live on the air, okay? He was. This is old news, guys. He was recommending glory holes. I laughed it off the first time. I'm like, what an idiot. Now I'm starting to think, man, they're making even dumber decisions by saying they're going to stop us and ask us where we're going. No way in hell a cop is ever going to stop me and I'm going to tell him where I'm going. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm never going to accept a cop pulling me over and asking me where I'm going. I'm never going to accept this. I'm never going to accept it. To save lives, we took away everything worth living for. Mr. Mojo, you're a man of few words, but your words, they strike hard. They strike the heart. That is very well said. Come to Ohio. It's cold. You won't feel the difference. That's from Mustafa. Mustafa, I would love to. Honestly, Ohio. Why not? Hey, for us, thank you for your actions. I need to have a talk with you. How can we arrange a meeting together? Maybe roll at my house. With my dad and I as well. Thierry Kenville. Anthony Kenville. Yes, Anthony, reach out to me. I gave my email out earlier. Reach out to me. We'll make it happen. Let's have a roll. Why not? I'll film it and put it online. Let the government see we're rolling. Hey, coach, how do you train with fasting and curfew? Well, I train in the mornings and then I suffer the rest of the day. Today I slept for 4 hours. I trained really hard this morning and in a fasted state. And then my body just kind of clunked out. Usually I've been okay. I've been training in the mornings and just kind of toughing out the rest of the day. And then at night I eat. And I eat till about 4 in the morning. And then I sleep till 10. So I sleep about 6 hours. I have to wake up and I wake till let's say 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll take a little nap. So I'll eat, sleep, kind of nap, watch a little TV, eat, sleep. But I sleep around 4 in the morning. I try to sleep for 6 hours. I wake up, I go to the gym, I roll. Today was the slowest day in Ramadan for me. Normally I've been rolling and I had pretty good energy. Today it was like I did 2 rounds, took a break, did 1 round, took a break, did 1 round. I got 4 rounds in. My goal was 5 rounds. I couldn't get it in. I couldn't get 5 rounds in. And but that's how it is. And I'm grateful. It's a great experience. I'm enjoying it very much. But just letting you know, I'm trying to take it a little bit easy. With the curfew, well, the guys are training at night. Some people are training at night and they just leave, let's say, at 7:30 and they just make it home before 8. And you know what? If they stop me at the curfew, I'm not paying that ticket. I'm not paying that ticket. If I make it home at 8:15, 8:30, you know what? Take your ticket, man. Let it compound. I'm gonna change country and send me that ticket across the border. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm getting fed up. I'm getting fed up with these rules. Why? Because they don't explain to us why. Why 8 o'clock? Does COVID wake up at 8 o'clock? What, at 7 o'clock it was sleeping? What's the difference? I'm not allowed to go to my neighbor's house anyway. What do you care if I go to the pharmacy at 1 o'clock p.m., at 1 p.m. or 8 o'clock p.m.? What's the difference? I'm still allowed to go to the pharmacy, buy my things, keep social distancing, come home. What's the difference? Actually, I would say, listen to my argument, okay? Open your minds here a little bit. If you can go to the pharmacy 24 hours a day, you're less likely to go while other people are going. The more you limit the time, the more people are going to be bunched up in a time restraint. So imagine you only had 1 hour a day where you can go to the pharmacy. Well, everybody would be there at that hour. You'd have more traffic. It's actually counterproductive to put a curfew at 8. What's open at 8 o'clock? Only the essential businesses. Well, you know what? If I finish work at 9 and I go to the pharmacy at 10 and you're going at pharmacy at 1 p.m., I'm at 10 p.m., that way we don't cross paths. But now that it's closed at 8 p.m., I got to go at 1 p.m. I got to go get my medication at 1 p.m. Well, guess what? We're going to cross path. The pharmacies are going to be even more busy. There's going to be a higher density of population in the pharmacy. I would love a disease expert or one of these slimy politicians to answer me this question. What is open past 8? Only the pharmacies. What else is open? The McDonald's drive-thru? What do you care if I go to McDonald's drive-thru at 9 p.m.? What do you care? What do you care? Because I can't go at 9 p.m. I got to go at 6 p.m. So what do you care? I'm still going to have the same interaction. Where is the reason? Where is the logic? $8 p.m. is for family or group gatherings. That's from Mike Rico. No, actually, you're not allowed to gather. I'm not allowed to go to my neighbor's house. I'm not allowed. At any time, from what I understand, you're not allowed at any time. We're in the red zone, FYI. We're in zone rouge. I don't know what zone you guys are in, because not everybody's in the same zone. But from what I understand, forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm not allowed to go to my neighbor's house. No gatherings. Geneviève Guibault disagrees with you. Well, I'd love to have a discussion with her. Stephen Keesting in Vancouver, BJJ, guy with big online presence. He's pushing lockdowns and did a vaccine selfie, and he hates BJJ gyms. I know him. I've corresponded with him. I know exactly who you're talking about. Stephen Keesting. He's got a large YouTube channel. I don't know what his beef is with the gyms opening, but you know what? Is he a disease expert? Look, I can have a conversation with him, but I don't want it to be two BJJ guys talking. I want a disease expert. I want somebody who's going to tell me, look, there is no possible way. It's completely impossible to train and not transmit COVID. And that it's more rational to have malls open. That's what I want a disease expert to justify that. And then, you know what? I'll pack up my channel. I'll close it down. I'll tell you guys, look, I'll take my videos down that I spoke, and I'll preach. I'll do like Keesting. I'll preach the COVID mantras. I don't want any of you out there to be harmed. I don't want any of you out there to be sick. That's not my goal. However, I don't think their protocols are rational in the least. Hey, coach, what do you think about the lockdown protests and riots? That's from HAW. Listen, there's also a level of mental health. People have quarantine fatigue here in Quebec. I don't know about the rest of the world, what's going on with all of you. I know it differs. But in Montreal, the island is stressed out. They even put up a rat line. Hey, if your neighbor's doing something, rat him out. Call the cops. Get him a fine. Dude, the city is on edge. The city is on edge. There's going to be protests. That's no doubt. We've already had one or two protests. I'm planning on going to the next one. I didn't know about this protest. I'm planning on going to the next one. And I want to see a cop run me over. I saw a video of a girl getting run over by the cops. Dude, I'm going to go to that protest. I want to go. And they're going to have their shields and they're going to run at me. Good luck. Good luck. If you're a police officer and you see this face, I'm asking you, please go around me. I'm recommending to you, go around me. Go around me. Don't try to push me down and batter me with your shield. Dude, do me a favor. Go around me. Okay? I'm going to be at the next protest. Who knows? Maybe I'll take a camera crew with me. Maybe I'll go film it. I'm on edge, guys. I have enough with these protocols. Enough. It's got to make sense. If it makes sense, I'll do it. I'll move country. I'll be like, you know what? It makes sense. They're protecting their country. Let me move to Morocco. Let me move to the Middle East. Let me move out of here. Let me go to Florida. Let me go to Texas. I'll go live my life. Here in Quebec, they're following their rules and their rules make sense. Let them be. Okay, guys. I'm going to sign off now. Fitness is all right. Sign up. Link in the description. Send it to every gym owner you know. Get them signing up. Let's have a united voice, please. Let's do our best to protect ourselves from COVID. We're not going to go full COVID denial. We're not going there. We want rational, logical steps to keep our Quebec and our gym facilities healthy. Avoiding transmissions at all costs. We can do better than what we're doing now. We got another super chat. Stephen Keaston brings his experts on his channel on how he blocks anyone that thinks masks and lockdowns and forced vaccines are BS. Well, you know what? I'd like to ask Mr. Keasting, hey, maybe your online instructional business is flourishing now because people are at home. The more they're at home training, the more they need your online instructionals. Could that be a motivation, Mr. Keasting? Could that be? Look, I'll be honest with you. My online instructional site is booming now. It's selling more than before. Why? Because people are at home. They can't go to the gym. I'm telling you, I have an incentive. I do make money, guys. I have jujiclub.com. You guys know. I've pumped it on this channel very, very many times. But I also have a brick-and-mortar gym that's very successful. And I want to keep it that way. Now, I can make money online, guys. My phone rings every few minutes with somebody bought my instructional. I could just make instructionals full-time. Just sit at home. But my professional fighters' careers are at risk. My amateur students, I miss them. I want to see them. I want to see their lives. I want to see them develop their jiu-jitsu careers. I want to be part of this community that I love very dearly. It's not all about money. Yes, the brick and mortar business is not doing well, but the digital business is doing great. I bet you Stephen Kissing probably doesn't have, and I'm not accusing him of anything. I would love to have a dialogue with him, but I would love to cross-examine his experts. Maybe, listen, in the spirit of being open-minded, maybe they're right and I am totally wrong. Just have a discussion. I need a disease expert to come and convince me that closing my gym and opening the mall was not a question of political greed. It was a question of scientific and sound protocols. Okay, guys, with that said, I appreciate it very much, you all tuning in. Thank you for the likes, shares, and comments. Please check the link in the description. Sign up, even if you're just a gym member, not a gym owner. Sign up. Show your support. And encourage all gym members to unite. And let's get Montreal, Quebec, and Canada as fit as it used to be and fitter. Thank you all for tuning in. See you all next episode. Thank you.